morning friends, welcome to economic classes. In the last class we have discussed about optimal choice of the consumer behavior. So up to that particular topic what we have discussed in the last class, we have completed two theories over there in that second chapter what we were discussing. That is, one is utility theory and the second one is indifference preference theory. So by the end of that optimal choice of the consumer, we have successfully completed two theories to understand the behavior of a consumer. But today, in connection to the same topic, we are just going through with the next topic, that is demand. So let us understand what is the meaning of demand and what are the different determinants of demands are there, and how we are going to have a function of demand and demand equation and the subtopics related to demand that we'll see in the continuous classes and all. So just come to this demand now. So before going to this demand, let us understand some of the related topics in this particular demand here. So here in this demand we can just say that one, we can say wants are desires. Wants are desires. And the second one in the same we can just say, which are similar words here, that is needs. And the third one comes, that is, it is the demand here. So here, while understanding the behavior of the consumer, we get confusion with related to wants or desires or needs and coming to the demand here. So let us understand these separately one by one now. If I come to the first one, that is needs. So what do you mean by needs? So needs are those which are basic essential for each and every consumers here. Basic essential which are very important to lead our life here. So what all different things which we need in our day-to-day life, that which are very important to us. So I can just mention here some of them, that air, water, okay, clothes, air, water, clothes, and that is what housing, education, electricity, etc. So these all are the different needs where we need to lead our life in a day to day. So that is what, these are the basic needs where we need to lead our life comfortably or just to lead our life with happily. After fulfillment of these needs, let us come to the second one, that desires are, that is what wants. So once if a consumer fulfills his needs, next he has to go for the comfortable life. Comfortable life in the sense where he has to lead his life luxuriously. So by the fulfillment of these wants or desires, he is going to lead his life luxuriously. So how he leads his life luxuriously? After the fulfillment of basic needs, if he has more income with him, surely he go for fulfillment of the desiredness here to lead his life luxuriously. What he needs? So here he may like of, or he may go for car, or having of a fridge, okay, or he may go through with a having of bike in the place of bicycle, okay, and having multi floor building, and these all, and in spite of having roti and these all bread and all, so he can also have luxurious food where he can enjoy the food very nicely. So that is how wants, desires, that can come after the needs, and that to lead his life luxuriously. Okay, so these are the wants or desires. And coming to the next one, that is demand. So how demand is different from these wants, needs and desires here. So here if you want to say that that is the demand, we have to fulfill three conditions basically. What are the three conditions that we are going to fulfill here in order to call that as a demand? Means the first one, we say that desire to buy. Desire to buy. A consumer must have desireness to buy here. Desireness in the sense what? He must have that what interest. Desire in the sense he has to like to buy something here. So whatever you want to buy, that is different story. So if you want to buy something, that there he must have a interest. That is what we call likingness. So he must have a likingness. Okay, this is one condition that we are going to say. If this condition is going to fulfill, then we can say that is what it is called demand. So second condition into the same one, that is next one, that ability to buy. Ability to buy. The second one condition to call it as a demand, that to be fulfilled by a consumer, that is about ability to buy. Ability, which means affordability, how much of income that a consumer has in order to purchase a commodity. So the ability or the income, how much that he has, that decides whether to buy that good or not. So for that reason here, this is ability, or we can also call affordability. Affordability. Affordability, or in another words, as I already mentioned, that is what? Income. So how much of income that he has, on that basis we can say that it is ability to buy. This is second condition. Come to the third condition here. What is the third condition? Third condition is about willingness to buy. Willingness to buy. Willingness to buy. Willingness means what? Of course, he may have, like in case of purchase of the good, of course he has income with him, but once if he has no willingness, willingness means where he has to give permission himself, where he has to say that yes, of course I can buy that commodity. How he decides that willingness here? Say for example, he feels that a cup of tea, one cup of tea may be worth of rupees 5. If he feels that a cup of tea which is worth of 5 rupees, if he himself is going to agree that the cup of tea equals to 5 rupees, and he okay, if he say okay to buy that coffee tea, then we can call it as a willingness. Willingness where he is giving the permission on himself. So here we are going to call a demand by considering all these three conditions. The first condition, desire to buy, where he has to like it. So he must like to drink a tea. So many of drinks may have in that tea, coffee, boost, Horlicks in that. So he has to like that to drink a tea. So once if he likes to drink a tea, first condition successful. Then coming to the second condition, that is about ability, whether he has 5 rupees with him or not. That is very important here. If he doesn't have money with him, then how can he drink a coffee or tea? So the second one, affordability or ability. He must have money with him so that to purchase that commodity. So in that point of view, second point, that is income must be given to them. That is what? Ability to be given. Ability or affordability. 5 rupees that he must have to drink a tea. That is second condition. And the third condition, as I was saying, willingness. So willingness, he must feel the 5 rupees what he is paying for one cup of tea is worthy. That is how he feels, that how much of his spending is exactly equal to his satisfaction. Then we can call these three conditions are going to be fulfilled. Then we are going to call it as a demand. What we are going to call them it as? Demand. So hope you clear. So demand can be called by fulfilling all these three conditions. This is one point. And other words, we can also say that demand is that, what is where we were going to say, demand is a particular commodity purchased by a consumer in a particular market at a particular price within the given amount of income. So that is again we are also defining as a demand only. What is that? Demand can be referred as, that is a quantity purchased by the consumer at a particular market, and at a particular price. This is also important. They must be given the price and the given level of income. So if he has these all the things, then we can call it as a demand. What is that? Once again I repeat to this one now here. A particular quantity purchased by the consumer within the availability of income at a particular price in a particular market, then we are going to call it as a demand. Well, so this is about demand. So as we know that with related to this demand, there may be several factors which are going to influence on this demand here. So as I spoke here, just the desiredness, ability and willingness and all. So apart from this, that is what we have some of the influencing factors. Influencing factors, or we can also call determinants of demand. Determinants of demand. Determinants of demand, and these are somewhat the same. Determinants and that is what influencing factors here. So let us see what are the influencing factors that we are going to that they are going to affect on this demand here. So that is what we are going to say, determinants. Determinants. So determinants of demand. Determinants, as I already said, influencing factors. How demand is going to change due to change in different factors. That is what we are going to see into this. In the first one, I say price of the commodity, price of the good. I can mention here price of the good. Price of the good. So as we know that if there is a change in the price, how it affects on the quantity demand. Of course, as we are the price sensitive here, if there is a change in the price, obviously that affects in the change in the quantity demand. Is that right? If there is a change in the price, there must be change in the quantity of the commodity. I take one example here. If there is increase in the price of tea, that leads to decrease in the quantity of tea, right? So if 5 to 6, if the price of coffee or tea, it increases 5 to 6, then the quantity earlier we used to drink 1 cup of tea, that it is, or 2 cup of tea, that it decreases to 1 cup of tea here. Now you just compare here from price to the quantity demand. If there is increase in the price of a commodity from 5 to 6, then the quantity demand decreases from 2 cups to 1 cup. So this is how, if there is increase in the price, there will be decrease in the quantity, and vice versa. Vice versa, which means if there is price decreases from high point to low point, then quantity is going to increase that from low point to high point. This is how first influencing factor of the demand is price of the commodity or price of the good. There is a change in the price, that makes change in the quantity demand. If there is increase in the price, decrease in the quantity, and vice versa. So this is first influencing factor. Coming to the second influencing factor. What is second influencing factor? Price of the related product. Price of the related product. Related product, or in that is what is substituted product. Related product, in other terms we can also call it as a substituted products. So substituted products, which means there is one alternative product for one commodity. So take an example here, tea and coffee. So tea is alternative to coffee, whereas coffee is alternative or substituted to tea. So like that we are going to see here. If there is a change in the price of related goods, so take an example here, again tea and other side coffee. So price of tea increases. If the price of tea increases, then obviously the quantity demand of coffee also increases. So how it is? See, if the price of tea increases, then immediately the tea quantity is going to decrease. As we already understood in the above case, what we understood there? If the price increases, quantity decreases. Look at the same of coffee, tea now. If the price of tea increases, then quantity demand of tea decreases. At the same time, when we come to the price of coffee, so this is what we are going to say. Usually, as I mentioned here, if the price of tea increases, then obviously coffee, that is alternative product, or that is what we call substituted product to the tea, is quantity of that commodity is going to increase. And coming to the next one, when price of the coffee is going to decrease, price of the coffee is going to decrease. Look at, when the price of the coffee is going to decrease, quantity of coffee is going to increase, whereas quantity of tea is going to decrease. Look at, once if the price of coffee is going to decrease, if the price of this is going to decrease, what is going to happen here? 1 second, I'll just make it correction. So 1 second, we'll just come with this. See, so price of tea increases, then coffee quantity also increases. And here, if the price of tea decreases, so then what is going to happen here? Quantity of coffee also decreases. Why? Because as the price of tea decreases immediately, those who were consuming more of coffee, they may shift to tea itself. Why? Because we are price sensitive. Reduction in the price attracts more of the consumer to consume that commodity. So as the price of tea decreases, quantity of coffee decreases, and the customers for tea mostly increases. So this is how these have inverse relationship here. If the price of tea increases, quantity of coffee decreases, whereas price of tea decreases, quantity of coffee is going to increase. So this is how we are going to have opposite direction or inverse relationship between these alternative commodities, right? So finally, one more time I just recall this. If the price of a commodity increases, if I take two commodities, tea and coffee, if the price of tea increases, quantity for coffee also increases. Why? Because as the price of tea increases, that makes the coffee consumers to shift to the coffee instead of tea. So that is what increase in the price of tea, that makes the consumer to shift coffee, and vice versa. Vice versa in the sense, if the price of tea decreases, obviously from coffee to tea, almost all are going to shift here. So this is how, this is one of the determinants of the demand here. If the price of one commodity changes, the demand of other commodity also changes. This is how we are going to understand through this determinants of a demand. This is second point here. So many of the exams, in many of the competitive exams and CA, most probably like this the questions are going to ask here. So how they may ask here, if the price of an alternative product increases, what about quantity of another product? That the time you have to say, if the price of alternative product increases means the demand for other products also increases. That you should keep in your mind, and the same way vice versa. Okay, so this is the second determinants. So let us come to the third one, determinants now. What is the third one determinants here? Third one determinants is on the basis of income of a consumer. So income of a consumer is also very influencing factor here. So how it is going to, one of the influencing factor means, if income of the consumer, that we are going to represent by Y, if the income of the consumer increases, then obviously he purchase more, which means the quantity also increases. If a consumer who has more income, which means he can purchase more of the commodity. So if income of the consumer increases, the quantity demand also increases, and in the vice versa, if income of the consumer decreases, the quantity also decreases. Look at this now. Income and the quantity demand have positive relationship. If Y increases, quantity demand also increases. If Y decreases, quantity demand also decreases. Due to that reason, here the relationship between income and the quantity demand are positive. These kind of questions also again asked in many of the exams. Well, so this is third determinant on the demand. Okay, come to the fourth one now. That is, fourth determinant is taste and preference. Taste and preference. Friends, here taste and preference, as we already discussed in the previous topics, that it is not going to similar from one consumer to another consumer, and from one particular person to another particular person, or from one point of time to other point of time, and also from one place to other place. So this taste and preference is going to change. So in this taste and preference, we can have two taste and preference, two kinds of taste and preference here. One is favorable. One may be there, favorable taste and preference here, favorable. And the second one is unfavorable. Unfavorable. So favorable and unfavorable. So if favorable, which means usually in the summer season there is a favorable situation for cold drinks. That may be cold drinks, right? Or maybe ice cream, and which make us cold or which make us cool. That kind of products have got positive or favorable taste and preference. We give more importance. We give more and more taste, or we show our more and more preference for those commodities which are very important at that particular situation. So as I was saying, in the summer season, these whatever the cold drinks or some of these watermelon, some of the fruits items and all, and also ice creams, these will get favorable situation. For those commodity, usually demand increases. As I was saying, favorable condition which make the demand to increase, and unfavorable in the sense what? In the summer season, that is what, hot drinks like tea, coffee, and milk and all. So these have got the unfavorable situation. Unfavorable where we don't drink more of that, isn't it? So in that case, demand for this is going to decrease. So coming to the fourth important determinants of a demand here, if taste and preference are favorable and the demand increases, the taste and preference are unfavorable, the demand decreases. So these are very important determinants that we are going to see in demand. So remaining topics related to this demand, that about demand function, demand equation with example and all, let us check it and just study in the next class. Until, stay tuned.